Hi, my name is Muhammad Ashraf, and I am a student from DPM course. And today, I would like to share about acid and base in chemistry subjects. So let me start. So this is a definition of acid and base. First thing first, we go to the definition of acid. An acid is a molecule or ion capable of donating a proton or alternatively capable of forming a covalent bond with an electron pair. The first category of acids are the proton donors. The special case of aqueous solution, proton donors form the hydronium ion H3O plus and are known as Arrhenius acid. Arrhenius acid usually contain a a hydrogen atom bonded to a chemical structure that is still energetically favorable after loss of H+. Aqueous arrhenius acids have characteristic properties which provide a particle description of an acid. Acid aqueous solution with a sour taste can turn blue litmus red sorry can turn blue litmus red and react with bases and contain metals like calcium to form salt. The word acid is derived from the Latin acidus, meaning sour. An aqueous solution of an acid has a pH less than 7 and is colloquially also referred to as acid as in dissolver in acid, while the strict definition refers to the solute. An aqueous solution of an acid has a pH less than 7 and is colloquially also referred to as acid as dissolver of acid, with the strict definition refers only to the solute. A lower pH means a higher acidity and thus a higher concentration of positive hydrogen ions in the solution. Chemical or substance having the property of an acid are said to be acidic. Next, we go to the definition of base. Base. In chemistry, any substance that in water solution is slippery to touch, taste bitter, change the color of indicator turn to red, litmus paper blue. So this is the example of acid, bases, and salt. And as you can see, this is a example of chart acid, bases, and salt. Next, we go to the chemical properties of acid and base. First thing first, we go to the chemical properties of acid. Acids change the color of litmus from blue to red. They convert the color of melty orange from orange or yellow to pink. Acid turn the pink color of phenolphthalein to colorless. An, an acid can conduct electricity. Some acids are highly corrosive in nature, which means that they corrode or rust metal. An acid tend to involve hydrogen gas while reacting with active metals such as zinc, magnesium and more. They produce H plus ions when mixed with water. Acids lose their acidity when mixed with a base. When equal amount of acid and base are combined, the process of neutralization occurs and salt and water is formed. The pH value of acid is from 0 until 6. Learn the concept of pH value here. An acid is sour in taste. Acid react with acid react with carbonates and hydrogen carbonates to form a salt, water, and carbon dioxide gas. An extremely active metal such as potassium, calcium, sodium, and more tend to explode when combined with acid. Weak acid like carbonic acid does not act with any metal at all. Nitric acid does not usually exhibit acidic properties. It exhibits oxidizing properties instead. Metals that generally react with dilute acid to form salt and hydrogen are the metals which lie which lie above which lie above hydrogen in the metal activity series. An acid forms a salt, water, and sulfur dioxide while reacting with sulfide and bisulfides. An acid and metal sulfide form salt and hydrogen sulfide. They are classified on the basis of their source, strength, concentration, and the presence of oxygen in it basically. The different types of acid are organic acid, mineral acids, strong acid, weak acid, concentrate acid, dilute acid, and oxyacid, and hydracid, monobasic acid, dibasic acid, and the last is tribasic acid. Next, we go to the chemical properties of base. Base change the color of litmus from red to blue, and they are bitter in taste. Base lose their basicity when mixed with acid. Base react the acid to form salt and water. This process called neutralization reaction. Read. They can conduct electricity. Base feel slippery or soapy. Some bases are great conductor of electricity. Bases like sodium, bases like sodium hydroxide, potassium hydroxide, and more are used as electrolytes. And alkalis are bases that products. And alkali are bases that produce hydroxyl ion OH negative when mixed with water. Strong alkali are higher corrosive in nature whereas other alkali are mildly corrosive. The pH value of base range from 8 to 14, and alkali and ammonium salt produce ammonia, and hydrogen gas is involved when metal react with a base. Bases are classified on the basis strength, concentration, and acidity. The different kind of acid are strong base acid, weak base acid, concentrate base, dilute base, monoacidic base, diacidic base, and the last one is triacidic base. So this is the potassium hydroxide dissolved in water. It's produce a higher conductive electrolyte in the Edison cell and early rechargeable cell. And unlike in the case of sodium production above, no electrolyte is consumed in this reaction. The potassium hydroxide rule is this case in to increase the availability of ions to increase the electrolyte's conductivity and complete the electric circuit. The chemical equation for the reaction at the electrode are Ni2O3 plus H2O please, plus 2E negative and equal to NiO plus 2OH negative. Fe plus 2OH negative equal FeOH2 plus 2E negative. For this charge, the equation are read from left to right. For charging right to left. So next we go to the strength of acid and base. Acid and base do not all demonstrate the same degree of chemical activity in solution. Different acid and bases have different strengths. Let us see. Strong and weak acid. Let us consider the strength of acid first. A small number of acid ionize and completely in aqueous solution. For example, when HC1 dissolve in water, every molecule of H2 separate into a hydronium ion and a chloride ion. H2Aq is one of example of a strong acid which is compound that essentially 100% ionized in aqueous solution. There are very few strong acids. The important one of list in the table below. A strong base is compound that is essentially 100% ionized in in aqueous solution. If a acid is not list, a weak base in a compound that is not 100% ionized is aqueous solution. For example, acetic acid HC2H3O2 is a weak acid. This is a 5 application of acid in our daily life. So we go to the identify the properties of an acid and properties of alkali. First, we go to the properties of an acid. Aqueous solution of acid are electrolytes, meaning that they conduct electric current. Some acids are strong electrolytes because they ionize completely in water, yielding a great many ions. Other acids are weak electrolytes that exist primarily in a non-ionized form when dissolved in water. Acids have a sour taste. For example, we have lemon, vinegar, and sour candies all contain acid. Acid change the color of cotton. Acid base indicate. Two common inductors are litmus and phenolphthalein. Blue litmus turns red in the presence of acid, while phenolphthalein turn colorless. Acid react with active metal to yield hydrogen gas. Recall that an activity series is a list of metal in descending order is reactivity. Metals that are above hydrogen in the activity series will replace the hydrogen from an acidic in a single replacement reaction as shown below. ZnS plus H2SO4 Aq to ZnSO4 Aq plus H2G. Acids react with base to produce a salt compound and water. When equal moles of an acid a base are combined, the acid is neutralized by the base. The products of this reaction are an ionic compound which is labeled as a salt and water. So next we go to the properties of alkali. Aqueous solutions of bases are also electrolytes. Base can be either strong or weak, just as acid can. Bases often have a bitter taste and are found in food less frequently than acids. Many bases, soaps, are slippery to the touch. Bases also change to the color of inductors. Litmus turn blue in the presence of a base while phenolphthalein turn pink. Bases do not react with metals and the way that acidic do. Bases react with acids to produce a salt and water. So this is the website that I have referred to do this presentation. So the last one, summary of acid and alkalis. The earliest chemical definition of an acid, the Arrhenius definition, says that an acid is a compound that increases the amount of hydrogen ion in bracket H plus in aqueous solution. An Arrhenius base is compound that increase the amount of hydroxide ion in bracket OH negative in aqueous solution, while most bases are named in ionic hydroxide compound. Aqueous acids have a naming system unique to acid. Acid and base react together in characteristic chemical reaction called neutralization, in which the products are water and salt. The principle of stoichiometry of stoichiometry along with the balanced chemical equation for a reaction between an acid and a base can be used to determine how much of one compound will react with a given amount of the others. The relative acidity the relative acidity or alkalinity of a solution is measured on pH scale. The pH of a solution can be obtained simply by using universal indicator paper or solution and comparing the color with a standard scale. Acidic, alkali and neutral material can be found in home, often in the kitchen, bedroom, or garage. Some are harmless and, for example, could be used in food preparation, while others are potentially harmful. So, only that from me. Thank you and goodbye.